All right, what is going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to share with you a tutorial on how to use Manychat and some of the practices that we use it for inside our business. So if you don't know much about me, I run a coaching and consulting program where we help other coaches, consultants scale, and Manychat is one of the main things that we use. Most of our client acquisition comes from paid media, mostly on the Instagram side. And our whole thing is helping people turn their Instagram into a funnel to get more clients. So I give you that context so you can see so some of the stuff that we actually do inside ours. So first things first, you're going to come here. You've got your homepage, which is pretty standard from here, and then you got your contacts where all of your contacts, anyone that subscribes in here, and then you also have tags. This is something that I like to use because you can stay focused on where people are at inside your process and essentially use Manychat as a sort of CRM. So when you do tags, you can also go into engage. You can also go into segments over here, which is more of a pro feature. And when you do the segments, you're going to actually basically be filtering out these type of people. So you could come in here and you could say the condition could be that they have a tag called, let's just say KPI. And from there, they also have this tag where they opted in or they subscribe to a certain list, or maybe they have a specific time zone or gender, or last message or last seen was within X amount of time, right? So there's a lot of ways you can go through here, and then you can actually turn these into segments over here, which is what we have. So some of the ones that we have are no reply within 1 day and 4 to 6 days of no engagement, because with many you have up to 7 days at the time of this recording to respond to somebody through ManyChat before you're not able to actually message them back on here. You can go still message them on Instagram or Facebook or wherever it is, but that is the time that they give you to actually message somebody back inside this actual platform. So next thing we'll jump into is automations over here. And this is where you can actually just create your flows on when somebody gets into your funnel or whatever it is. As you can see, we're strictly just using Instagram on here, but you got your keywords, your sequences, you can do rules up there. Here are some basic automations that they give you as defaults. I personally don't like doing the defaults just because they seem a little too spammy. And my whole purpose of being inside ManyChat is to make it so it sounds like it's a real person talking to you, because, automations, AI, all that stuff's great. But, we live in a world where a lot of people aren't very trustworthy. And the more that you're sounding robotic or like a virtual assistant from overseas, the less people are actually going to respond and believe you. So here's just a simple, if you want to come in here and go into flows, you come in here and just set up I'll just walk you through it real quick. But basically they have over here there's some templates. I wish I would have just done it and deleted it. I'm just going to delete these so you can see how I would kind of go through and set some of these basic flows up, but make it really easy so you can just edit and delete things on here. I've been using ManyChat since probably, if you check out my YouTube channel, probably way back since like 2015, I believe. But you can go over here and say, hey, if they message me a specific word, message is, let's just say, I don't like using the word leads. I like to use a word that you don't typically get in a message, because if someone just messages you with a word saying, hey, I need more leads in a conversation, it'll trigger this. So maybe you could say something like leads dash now, whatever it is, right? I'm going to actually delete that, and then you hit save, and then you start the flow. So for this one, again, we're just using Instagram for this. Send within 24 hours that's something new on here. It says, okay, it allows you to send something. So you can wait whatever you'd like. I personally, here's a little hack for you. I like doing a little delay and making it look like you're actually typing, so it's not instantaneous. And say, hey, thanks for opting in, ... what's your email? Whatever it is, you're going to have to get a little bit better and more specific with it. I'm just kind of giving you some examples over here, but there's a lot of different ways you could actually go about it. So user input is actually what you'd want for if you want to collect their email. So if you want, you can, there we go. My mouse wasn't working. You can have this and then save response as email. And then, Depending on how granular you get with this, we teach a lot more in detail on this. And if you'd like more on the video, just let me know. But you can zap this information over into your CRM or whatever it is. So action on reply, actions. You could add a tag, kind of like what I was showing you before from the tags. There's so many things you can do in here. You can do SMS. I'm not going to get in all the detail on this, but for simplicity's sake, let's just say we're going to add a tag, and we're going to add a tag that more shows. That's one that we already have, right? And then from there, what's going to happen is after the tag, we're also going to move them over to next step, which after they send their email, we're going to say, cool, thanks for cool. You could do one, and then you could do another delay if you wanted, like, cool. Cool. Thanks for sending that over. And then you have a delay. Over. By the way, I'm curious, how long have you been doing X, Y, Z? Point being is, like, you can get a lot. I'm not going to go into all the crazy details on the flows on here, but I will say one of the things I like the most is if you come through here and you do actions and you do condition. Let me find it real quick. Log conversion event. So you could do, when you come in here, there's a couple different things you can do. I like the one that we use a lot is trigger zap. So you can actually go in here and have a zap be triggered. You just have to go into Zapier and set up and follow the directions on how to connect your Manychat. And then that will give you the option to, whenever someone gets in our sequence, we zap them in to our CRM once we collect their information. And then we also zap them into Slack from there. There's so many things you could do on here. Like, you could remove tags. You could unsubscribe them from a specific sequence. You can assign them if you have multiple setters in here. You can notify certain people. I mean, there's just so many things you can do. And that's what I really like about Manychat is they just give you a bunch of options that you can come in here. So those are some ways you can go about it. The other thing is you can actually go in here and have live chats with your with people in your actual DMs. Skip. So as you can see in, like, over here, you can have it so you can have it for your all. You could have what's assigned for you. You could have your team members, what's assigned for your team members. And this is a really good way to organize it as you have multiple people inside your Instagram DMs, is assigning them based off team members. So kind of how I showed you in the automations over there, you can come in here and see, if you assign something for yourself or if you assign something for a specific individual on your team. This is a really good way to stay organized inside your actual messenger. And if you're looking to bring on multiple reps, this is a really good way to go about that. The next is broadcasting. This is a newer feature that Instagram has. I currently am not using this just because, again, it does come off as a little spammy, but it works really well. And if you're in the experience space when it comes to marketing, they used to have a feature with broadcasting on Facebook back in like 2015 or 16, I think, until like 2018. It was broadcasting, whereas you could just send a broadcast to everybody that's been inside your actual messenger. And now they have something like this. It's a little bit different. You can see right here, you can now broadcast Instagram and Instagram. You just have to engage on a regular basis. It works like an email list, but open rates as high as 80%, the power of chat marketing. To be honest with you, I haven't really done enough with this yet to say how good this is, but I'd imagine, the broadcasting side of things would work really well. Again, it says right here, your Instagram list after 20. Okay. So that's what exactly as I expected. You can only broadcast to people that's messaged you in the last 22 hours. So, if you did like a big free giveaway and you just had, 500 people opt in and message you, well, you could go and do a broadcast to all those people really easily too. So I'm not going to play around with that too much, but there is the broadcast flow that you can go and create that as well. And then, I mean, for the most part, like, these are a lot of the main things I look at. You can go in here and mess around a little bit more with like how some of these flows work over here, and have some like default ones that they give you. But for the most part, I mean, you can see over here, we've used some of these, we have what 6,400 people in here, 1,000 people in there, and it keeps going on. So we use Manychat quite a bit. I think there's a healthy combination of using Manychat and a setter inside your DMs. And that's a whole video for a whole nother topic. So if you'd like more information on that, I'll leave a link down below. And if you want to book a call with me or my team to potentially help you set up the same system that we're using inside our business and helping our clients with, we can have that conversation. Our most recent client just duplicated the process we did. We took them from $1,000 a month to over $150,000 cash collected within 6 months. So if you'd be curious to learn a little bit more about that and see how it might be beneficial for you, drop the link down below. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.